Hey everyone, Neon Tank back. Another World of Tanks replay here for you. Taking a look today, we're in the T110E5, Tier 10 American Heavy Tank. Just got this thing last week, and I absolutely love it. After that 9.10 armor buff that they gave it, which was all over the cupola and the front hull of the vehicle. So this thing's just a monster now. So platooned here with Big Canadian Moose. He's in his E5 as well. And we're on Windstorm. Chance to win on this one's actually 36% according to XVM. But we'll see if we can swing that around. So the E5 is a pretty good tank. All around, it's got a great gun. Puts out some pretty good damage per minute. After the armor buff, it can hold up pretty well for most shots. As long as you keep the front towards your enemy, these sides on this vehicle are pretty weak. But the front is definitely strong. Rushing up to a quick spot here in the city. Just trying to side scrape out and see what we can find. Bounce the first one off the 704, but I'm sure we'll get him again. So yeah, I haven't put a video up in a couple of days now. Actually managed to get an opportunity to join the clan Claws, so very excited about that. Just been working away at improving some of my gameplay and looking at what tanks I need to work towards next. So that IS-8 gets absolutely evaporated there by all of us. And we were going to head over there and deal with that IS-7, but then we realized how many tanks we have working him over. So we pop back over here, we see the E100. Load up a heat shell, gives us 340 pen for our 400 damage, right through the lower plate. And he ends up hitting the Waffenträger in the back. Because who doesn't want to shoot one of those? So we put a track shot in on him. He gets tracked in position. And if I zoom out here, you can see that whole side of the map on the other side there has been completely wiped out. Everything in the middle has just been overcome. So we missed the first one on the 704 again. Jagdpanzer misses us. And at this point, I'm starting to notice, with all those guys in the middle, we really do just have to push these guys over, because we don't really have much of a choice. Come around on the IS-7, auto lock, get rid of him, pick up our first kill of the game. Keep in mind there's only 10 tanks left on the enemy team right now. Put one into the Jagdpanzer. Put two into the Jagdpanzer. Let Moose take the kill, but he bounces it, so we'll just get rid of him. And we will move on. So they're still up on the scoreboard right now. Pretty close game. But these two E5s rolling together are almost unstoppable when you're communicating. So we load an HE shell knowing we're going to see the Waffenträger. Hit him in the back for 548. Moose hits him for 474. I think our artillery hits him there. And then there's no better way to get rid of a Waffenträger than making him look silly, so he's sitting right over there, and we'll just casually get rid of him. But there's no time to waste, so we're going to keep moving. Object 430. Bounce. We'll finish off the rest of the T-49. Gets us our 4th kill. Good track shot on the 430. And at this point, they're up by 2 tanks still. They're sitting in the cap circle. So we gotta make sure that these guys just don't decide to cap this out. Coming up on the M60. This shot was terrible. But there's no time to waste, so we'll just load up another shell. Put that into the side of his turret. As you can see here, see how I'm wiggling my turret just like that. He was trying to pick out our weak spot, but wiggling the turret, made sure we couldn't get penetrated by him. So we heal our loader, work on the 54. He decides to take a bath, and we kill him for our 7th kill. So we did already pick up the top gun. And the scores are 12-12. Try to auto lock on that 1390. Doesn't work out. Just going to pause it here for a second. So if we take a look at the map, we're sitting right here, and the 1390 is making his way back around. Now we see Moose here in his E5. He's working his way up because we think that those artillery are trying to get around and possibly come in the back and try and sneak into the base. So we're working together, communicating, making sure that we cut off both directions so that they're not going to sneak around on us. So there's his 1390, and just when we think that we got him, we get ourselves somewhat stuck on the edge of here. Now I was trying to snake my way back up on top, but just couldn't do it. So I decided, what's better than to just drop all the way down. See the 1390 there. Picking up our 8th kill and the Radley Walters medal. Always a great medal to pick up when you can for 8 kills, especially in a tier 8 game, or actually tier 10 rather. Always satisfying to pick up those 8 kills. So the Waffenträger gets here to the M53, and what we suspected was correct. The Batchat artillery did make his way around. And we've loaded a high explosive shell just in case he's still on full health. And he's not. And we finish him off there. Okay, so that's our great look today at the T110E5, this tier 10 American heavy tank, which is an absolute beast. So we had a great game there, showcasing the features of this tank that really allow it to shine and make itself stand out in a matchup like this. So having that big buff to the cupola and to the hull of the tank really does help the E5. We didn't take too much damage in that battle, but as you can see, just the way the gun performs, it is just unstoppable when it's in the right situation. So we'll take a quick look at the post-game stats and see just how good we did there. So as you can see there, we did phenomenally well. We picked up our first ace tanker in the T110E5, always exciting. We picked up the Radley Walters medal for destroying 8 or 9 enemy vehicles. In this case it was 9. The high caliber medal, Top Gun, and a couple of other ones like Bruiser, Duelist, and Fire for Effect. We did damage to 12 of the enemy vehicles in that battle, which is just simply ridiculous. So taking a look at the team score, we picked up 4,968 damage with the 9 kills. So basically everything that we shot, we ended up killing at some point. 1,349 base experience. And Big Canadian Moose there didn't do too bad himself with 3,600 damage. Fired 26, 22 of them hit, and 17 of them penetrated. We only blocked 390 damage. We just tried not to get shot at too much in this battle, which worked in our favor. So that's all for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of the T110E5, and do you think that it needed that armor buff, or do you think it was just well enough off the way it was before? Anyways, like, subscribe, let me know what you think, and we'll catch you on the next one.